Carpe Diem, join the terrifying struggle to save Nigeria by Churchill. Okonkwo. 2 years after the Nigerian electorate rallied around President Buhari to push him over the line in the 2015 general elections, dividends of democracy remain a distant dream. The administration has failed to stabilize the economy. Millions of Nigerians still live in poverty, with unemployment rate hovering around 20% and economic growth rates in the negative territory. The divisive politics of ethnicity and religion that followed Jonathan's loss has left the country deeply fractured. Faith in government is waning and cultural diversity is spiraling out of control. The extended absence of Mr. President on medical leave has added to the gloom hanging over the nation. The outcry that followed the political miscalculation of his kitchen cabinet who in an attempt to remain relevant released an audio Salam message to Nigerians in Hausa is a pointer that the country is at the edge of a cliff. While I wish Mr. President quick recovery and good health, I have to note that things are falling apart and our democratic experiment at a crossroad. Nigerians can perceive the pungent smell of fear and uncertainty. Elders have metamorphosed to ethnic and religious bigots. Touts are now parading themselves as spokespersons of once respected ethnic nationalities by spreading hate messages with the elders sheepishly falling in line. Political office holders are too scared of openly disagreeing with the mob due to fear of being labeled saboteurs. Professionals and intellectuals have gone hiding under their beds, rather than joining the terrifying struggle to save themselves. Despite the current Nigerian situation, despair shouldn't be an option. It should be seen as the enemy. Our collective failure to rise up, get involved and prevent the looming anarchy will leave everyone with a broken nation, with millions becoming destitute and homeless in the once bustling commercial metropolises like Lagos, Aba, Onitsha, PH and Kano. So, the salience of reconnecting citizens with active participation in the political process should take on renewed urgency today. In The Dead Poets Society, John Keating, played by Robin Williams of blessed memory, delivered a striking Carpe Diem speech that has continued to inspire thousands of young people determined to make their lives extraordinary. At one point in the movie, Robin Williams stood on his desk and asked, "Why do I stand up here? Anybody? I stand upon my desk to remind myself that we must constantly look at things in a different way." Where are you standing and how are you looking at the current situation in Nigeria? Were you looking at the Nigerian situation with yesterday's lens? Are you standing on the banks of Kaduna River and threatening to expel the Igbos? Are you waiting at the shaky Niger Bridge on Onitsha, threatening to destroy the zoo and then the bridge? Are you fishing at Ogun River waiting for Ndigbo to cut off their own heads before you can declare Ojudawa Republic? Are you looking at the ruins from oil spills on the creeks of the Niger Delta watching for those that have forcefully added you on their Biafran map to finish their hallucination before you pronounce their properties abandoned once more? Where are you standing? What is your perspective? Robin Williams reminded his students in Dead Poets Society that even though they're young, healthy, high schoolers right now, eventually, they'll end up as worm food. He challenged them to choose how they will be remembered with this powerful question: what will your verse be? The question I have for my generation is this: what will you tell your children after this beautiful country has been destroyed because you chose not to speak up or join in the promotion of hatred? Why are you waiting for your head to be cut off before you attempt saving yourself? Let's be clear, Ngo Jalai, a professor as an ethnic bigot, Arewa Consultative Assembly, or Northern Elders Forum cannot save Nigeria. Ames Ndigbo under the leadership of Neonado that pays homage to Nnamdi Kanu only to turn around and condemn Arewa youths cannot save Nigeria. Ufnafir, Middle Belt, Ijaw and the rest of them that are neither hot nor cold cannot save Nigeria. Our governors that pronounce the indivisibility of Nigeria, meanwhile looting billions of naira and refusing to pay salaries as the poor masses starve cannot save Nigeria. I know what you are thinking, why should I care about the need to save Nigeria? You should, because if you don't, the anarchy that will befall Nigeria will not spare anyone. The corporations, both local and multinational, currently giving you a sense of false security will flee when the katakata starts. Schools, hospitals, markets, will be hit so hard that everybody will flee the cities in droves. These touts you are backing have little regard to live. They will terrorize and execute anyone with no recourse to any form of judicial process. In the cacophony that will follow, the voice of reason will be drowned out. Where will you flee to? What are you waiting for? Here is Robin Williams and Dead Poets Society, again, boys, you must strive to find your own voice. Break out. There's a time for daring and there's a time for caution, and a wise man understands which is called for. The present political situation in Nigeria does not call for caution, rather, it calls for breaking out from the crowd and daring to save ourselves. Everyone with an independent mind could see that to save Nigeria, we should break away from P2P and APC. The experience from the recent French election shows that all it takes is the engagement of previously apolitical citizens in the political process. What we need is to galvanize around a new political structure that can be transformed into a political party and use that to save the soul of Nigeria. But first, we should change the way we interact with each other. Rather than dive deeper into self-reinforcing groups, we should mix with people of different ethnic and religious groups. This will give us the first-hand opportunity to encounter opinions and perspectives that we did not pre-select or share on social media groups. Such physical mixing will not only reduce political fragmentation, it will present a wonderful opportunity for us to see the corrupt political class as our common enemy and then strategize on how to reclaim our country. I know it is terrifying to stand up to the ruthless democratic dictatorship that has held Nigeria together by nepotism, class warfare, divide and rule and sectarian loyalties since our independence. But we have to. It is a political miscalculation on our part to think we can sit on the fence and watch Nigeria unravel. Stop thinking that this political time bomb will somehow be resolved and Nigerian economic fortunes magically restored with little pain, risk or casualties. That is wishful thinking. Nigeria can easily degenerate into an orgy of bloodthirsty sectarian violence, with depravity unfit for even animals unless we all get involved. So, oh Captain. My Captain. Do you feel taller standing under the table in your living room and sharing divisive posts on social media? Why don't you get involved in forming a new political force that will challenge the wolves and vultures? Don't be deterred by the probability that you will fail. Carpe Diem guys, join this terrifying political struggle of saving ourselves. Churchill Okonkwo. Churchill Okonkwo.